Right now, on Close Up with The Hollywood Reporter.
I could not wait to see Prometheus. And I've heard you're going to do Blade Runner sequel. Yes!
Yeah. I'm going to shoot a horse. Where I put the camera? They are very big. If I could, I cut the hair of the rider. Literally, I was having...
I like having that dream that I want to do that is maybe unattainable. If we capture as much of it as we can, we're fortunate. It's magic.
We'll hear from the directors behind the year's most acclaimed films. Quentin Tarantino, The Hateful Eight. David O. Russell, Joy. Danny Boyle, Steve Jobs. Tom Hooper, The Danish Girl. AlejandroInarritu, The Revenant. Ridley Scott, The Martian. Hello and welcome to Close Up with The Hollywood Reporter. I'm Stephen Galloway, Executive Editor of Features, and let's get started. Someone will ask you, what is the biggest challenge facing film today?
I think there's some philosophical problems with film today, but what exactly do you mean?
What do you mean by philosophical problems?
You mean bad stories?
No, I guess, look, I guess where I'm coming from is this, to some degree or another, is I don't know if we're giving people enough reason to leave their house and go to the movies. Now, I actually do, I'm not trying to be a broken record, I actually do think the digital production, the digital shooting, and the digital projection has a whole lot to do with that, because, well, if we're just watching a DVD, I could watch that at home. Frankly, I have to tell you the truth, a lot of films that 10 years ago I would have actually went out to the theaters and watched and saw, I can wait for them to get to the cable channels. I can wait for them to get to the movie channel. I can wait for them to get to Showtime Extreme or HBO. And I really feel no loss. And I'm watching them 6 or 7 months later, and I'm perfectly enjoying them. But I didn't really miss that much.
I agree. I agree with you. And what you're saying is something that the other day I was talking, that I think that independent filmmaking, in a way, has transported to TV. So that TV now is the home to good independent filmmaker. There's great stories, great things. And in a way, the screens are now full of films that look like TV, just in a big screen. So there is no revelation, there's no mystery. As you said, that why I'm gonna pay that? And I have an 18-year-old son who's, in a way, I learn from him what he's getting from the world. And
what have you learned from him?
What Quentin is saying, that to make him go to a cinema, he has to have a big reason, because almost everything he can find accessible immediately in home. You know what I mean? So there has to be a huge kind of thing, something that will. That's what he said. I need the mystery of it.
I think I'm going to just say it, okay? So I think the bar is lower because there are way too many films being made. And therefore, I think there's a lot of directors who maybe there's too many in the field, and therefore, I think the general quality, I tried to flick through, I came in late last night, try to flick through on a big digital screen what there is to watch. And what there is to watch is anything significant doesn't go on there yet.
What's the last great film you saw?
On TV?
Anywhere.
Funny enough, I saw a very, very good film last night, and I can't remember her bloody name. But it was a very, very well done film about a woman who, great comedian, now actress, excellent.
Oh, the Sarah Silverman movie? I haven't seen it, but I just heard about it.
It's excellent. And
made
so all
on a
this big
$500,000 budget.
Yeah, how much?
$500,000.
Yes, all this big brouhaha and all these flashy movies with lots of digital effects and all that shit. This film, and when you watch a film, I'm either held immediately. It's like great writers, when you're on a page with a great writer, within half a page, you know who you're with normally, right? With a film, you know pretty well almost immediately whether you're going to stay or not. And I was right there through this. Who's the director? Sarah Silverman was absolutely excellent. Should be one of the people included in this year's nominees.
Is this a great era of film, David?
Fantastic.
I think it's a fantastic year for film, yes. I'm very happy to be at this table with all these people.
But you know what, because it's pushed the envelope, what you're saying is there's an inherent anxiety of any serious filmmaker. So what it's doing is forcing the standard. It's raising the bar.
Yes.
Which is good.
But you just said the bar had been lowered.
I did, but when you see that we had 2 years ago a terrible year. Was it a terrible year? I can't remember. Anyway, 3 years, whatever it was. Okay, you won 2 years ago. Shit, sorry about that. Some of there was a terrible year, like three years ago. It was really raining. It felt depressing, and I think it had an effect on any filmmaker who is serious about what he's doing. It affected things in a good way. It's pushed it up.
Danny, what's the biggest problem for you facing film today?
Well, I suppose we've just come off a bruising kind of experience with Steve Jobs trying to open it out much wider in America. So we've kind of failed really to reach that widest audience. And I think probably we all believe in that you should reach that widest audience because this is not a club.
We're bums on seats. If we're not,
it's
we're dead.
like it started as its origins are kind of like ordinary people at the end of a tough week. They just want to go and lose themselves in some extraordinary idea or image or creation. So I suppose that's what I'm thinking about at the moment is how do you reach that audience? And maybe they are staying at home, watching it on their boxes.
But you just took a key reason for it, though, because I've been saying this since the 80s when movie ticket prices, they were $5 forever in America. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they started moving up to $6.50 and $7 and $7.25 and $7.50 and all that stuff. The key to what you're saying is this is a working man's art form. Yeah. It's not opera, no, it's not theater, it's not going to a big concert. It was the idea was that anybody could go and see a movie. That was one of the reasons why movies flourished in the 30s, and it's not anymore. No. We have priced them out until now it's a deal. All right.
But I don't think it's just pricing out. I think you've got to keep up the standard. And when the standard, how many movies are made a year globally?
Well, thousands, but not all get distributed.
No, just out of the United States, what do we make a year?
900 and 1,000?
Yeah, well, that's probably 500 too many. So, I'm serious. I mean, you just run out of options and ideas and...
Tom, do you think it's the working man's medium? Those aren't your films.
Yours aren't, Tom. Yours are very highbrow.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like...
Really just called
Danny,
you highbrow, is that true?
Tom, you are highbrow. Dude.
I hope my numbers of the last 2 films defend me against that. No, I mean, I've always felt that I make films for audiences. I mean, I really don't make them for myself because by the time you've finished a film, you've watched it so many hundreds of times that the idea that you would have made it for yourself. I mean, you by that point, you're doing anything you can to try to re-experience your film with the freshness of a new viewer, and you're trying to get back to that. For me, I've always made it for the audience and not for myself.
Alejandro,
I don't ever do that. I only make it for me.
Alejandro, who are you making your films for?
You make it for you, don't you?
Well, I think as a species, we have to look at each other. I think if tomorrow atomic bomb finish the humanity and I'm the only one staying alive, do I will make a film to see myself? I don't think so. You know what I mean? I think the bottom line, we are made to communicate and to express. That's what film is about. It's to share, the need to share, to express.
Let's say that atomic bomb goes off. You've got a time capsule. You're going to put one moment in film, in the history of film, in that time capsule for the future alien races. What moment in film would you choose?
Oh, it's the bone, isn't it, in 2001? It's that cut, isn't it? From the bone to the spaceship.
Maybe the best edit in history.
Yeah, there you go. That says something about us.
You mean if there's the last film?
Absolutely. It's one film we're going to put in that time capsule.
Muriel's Wedding.
Muriel's Wedding?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen it 6 times.
Have you really?
Fantastic.
Quentin?
I would, frankly, to tell you the truth, I would probably take a really I'm not going to pick out which one right now, but I would probably take a really magnificent cinematic action scene. You know, one of the really great action scenes of all time. I'm not going to go through that because I'm sure I won't like pressured what I chose. But okay, I will. Okay, the final climax of Jackie Chan's Police Story 3. That is directed by Stanley Tong. Yeah, that is a sequence that that aliens would watch and be amazed at what they saw. All right, and I could go for some more slickly made action scenes, and that could work too, but that would be a thing of what cinema could do. That could actually give you an understanding of cinema in all of its bells and whistles and movement.
There's that Nick Park, the climax of Wrong Trousers.
That action
Yes.
that's one of the greatest
Yes.
action sequences I've ever seen.
I used that when I made Three Kings.
Yeah?
The rhythm of it. I just love watching the rhythm of it. I love
As they
watching
build the train
the way
track.
they cut it, the way they cut the whole thing. So when I thought with the chase sequences leaving Three Kings, I wanted them to have that propulsive quality of leaving a village, a missile being fired at them. They're talking to each other in the car. It's just one. That's a fantastic. I watched it many times. It's
Do you
Wallace and
watch other
Gromit.
films
Wallace and Gromit.
when you're preparing? Like I know that Bob Zemeckis says he watches The Godfather before he shoots anything.
I watch films incessantly. I like watching films. They're like music to me. So, you know, it's like I love it. They make me happy. They make me want to live. They make me want to get out of bed. It's like great music. So I watch many of the films made at this table repeatedly. They were all inspirations to me. I've been watching recently a David Lean film called Hobson's Choice.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Which, you know, is such a treasure, and it's such a cousin or ancestor of joy, because it's about a woman doing an unlikely thing with like her father runs a shoe shop, Charles Lawton, and in Manchester, and she has to kind of she's underestimated, and she has to go out and make herself, and it's a fantastic, perfect film.
So what will your moment in film be?
It depends on what day you ask me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, right now, I loved a sequence I saw last night, because I watch it until it runs out of gas for me, and I'm like, oh, I'm sad, I'm sick of it now. It's no longer new to me. So I have to put it down, and that could be a sequence. I love that sequence when they go and shoot, when Eli Roth shoots that guy. I got 30 seconds to shoot that, whatever it is, 10 seconds to shoot that guy.
yeah.
Can you do
With
it?
the girl.
Can you do it? I have to.
Boom, bada, boom,
So,
boom,
yes,
boom, boom,
yes,
boom,
yeah. So that's really fun when that's fresh. Then you watch it 100 times, and you're like, ah, it's not fresh now, and I have to go watch